Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus here with Onebar, and more strange and bizarre news is coming out about Mike Zimmer's final days and weeks with the team. And this one is completely weird, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids, hashtag 5,000, not hashtag 5,000. When we get to 5,000, drop hashtag skull in your hole for a chance to
well done, Lupagus. Well done. We have seen some hashtag 5,000s, by the way. Feel a little confused, but it is hashtag skull in your hole. But speaking of your hole, let's talk Mike Zimmer. Let's talk some weirdness. And I think it's safe to say that we'll just continue to see maybe some of these stories come out, especially like if a player moves on when he's not associated with the Vikings. Maybe that's when we'll see. But let's talk about it.
Well, yeah, and here's the latest. We already heard that, Deion Sanders dropping the bombshell that Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman hadn't talked in 2 months, and now we are getting this. So this is the quote here. After a key loss in the final weeks of the season, Zimmer gave a Wednesday presentation about all the bad things that happened to him in his 8 years with the Vikings. Peterson's suspension, Bridgewater's knee injury, and he brought the players in, had this little presentation, and everybody just left thinking, what the hell was that all about? Clearly a guy who's beyond frustrated, who's maybe lost his touch on reality a little bit. I don't know what his idea was. What was he trying to accomplish with this little video? It's completely mind-boggling.
I believe the phrase was dumbfounded. I think the player was left dumbfounded, which is valid. I mean, Zimmer, we're not on the hate Zimmer train. We're not trying to cancel Zimmer by any means, but we knew some of this weird shit was going to come out, and it's coming out. So Zimmer must have just knew he was on his way out, wanted to show some of these new players some of the shit he's been through. I want to know, did he like put together a PowerPoint? Did he have a stick that he was pointing to? How nice of a presentation was this? Maybe he should have been focusing on defense opposed to this presentation.
I think it was an old film strip. Then they had like a narrator going, and like they do with those old NFL videos.
Maybe it was an overhead camera.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, what was he trying to accomplish? What did he think the players were going to do? Like, oh man, we're going to play better. I don't know what his goal was here, other than the fact that maybe he's, like I said, maybe starting to slip a little bit. I don't understand what he was trying to accomplish.
I don't know. We will probably never know, but Zimmer is far from the first coach to do weird shit. Didn't Mike Singletary like moon his team, pull his pants down? Every coach does weird shit. It's just after he gets fired, after they move on from him, that's when you start hearing about it. Zimmer seemed like a pretty hard-nosed, straight-laced guy, and yeah, this doesn't really fit his personality, but maybe he was pulling for straws.
Well, they said it was after a late season key loss. So, it had to have been the Lions loss. It's the only thing I think were really the Vikings' chances to make the playoffs really went to just about nil. They had the Packers coming up, had the Rams coming up. So maybe he thought, if I just show these guys what I've been through, maybe they can overcome this future.
There you go. Maybe that's it.
Maybe they can overcome the challenges they have come up in the schedule. I don't know. Either way, it's weird. I think it all goes back to ownership telling them they had to win this year, and he realized it probably wasn't going to happen. Maybe he was throwing a Hail Mary, trying somehow to motivate these guys, but these guys didn't like him before because the way he was treating them. Seeing his little sympathy video sure as hell ain't going to help either.
Yeah, imagine if Mike Tice would have put together a presentation like this with a love vote on it. That would have been a very graphic pretation. I would have loved to see it. Yeah. And to be clear, I'd love to sit through one of Mike Zimmer's presentations any day, but clearly the players did not want to do
that. maybe Deion Sanders has the video. I would love to see it. I hope there's some really like Enya music playing in the background or something like that. Something very emotional.
Yeah. So this is a note to whoever the future Vikings coach is, please do not do presentations on what you've been through in the past, and learn from Mike Zimmer's debacle here.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear it. And none of these young guys who aren't here aren't going to give two shits about it either.
Oh, I bet when he was doing it afterwards, they're all like, oh yeah, good. That was really good.
Yeah, they're all looking at you like, what the hell was that?
All right.
Well, that is the latest, and I can't wait to see what comes out next. Very exciting. It really is shocking, though. This team won 8 games with all this crap that was going on. If they were truly this dysfunctional, how they still won 8 games just speaks to the talent that was on this roster. So it could have been a lot worse. It really, really probably should have been a lot worse.
Well, I guess they'll have to hire him back.
All right. Well, that's it. Well, we're waiting for the next nugget to come out about the crazy last weeks of Mike Zimmer. Remember this: in Russia, people eat ice cream in winter to keep warm.